I'm here again to disturb your peace. You're welcome again to day 19 of my series 23 till I'm 23, and it's almost coming to a wrap. And I'm very much glad that you stayed with me from the beginning till now. Happy New Month to you all. Happy New Month to you all. We're finally in April. April, my birth month. Yeah, I'm not so fanatic about birthdays. I don't know, but usually when people get into their birth months, it's my birth month, my birth. Mommy, nothing join me. So today, the topic for today is celebrating your progress. How to celebrate your progress. Learning to celebrate your progress. Yes, that's what I'm talking about today. Some days back, I picked up my journal that I was keeping when I was in 200 level. That's about how many years now. And while going through it, I just saw there was this particular time when I wanted to really address my studies. Like I wanted to become very serious. So that particular week, I created a timetable sort of that was supposed to follow through the week. So by the end of the week, I was in analysis and I didn't follow through with it. So I had to recreate another one for the next week. And by the end of that week, I didn't still follow through with the new timetable. I had to recreate. So for 3 consistent times, I had to start all over again because I was not consistent. But now I'm so glad that I've been able to do this for 19 days now. And to me, this is progress. You can really not celebrate something you do not recognize as progress in the first place. So what is progress to you? What are those goals that you've set? And at what point would you say that you started making progress with them? It's in your capacity to recognize when you started taking actionable steps towards those goals. That's progress, especially if you're the kind of person that prior to that moment you are just not consistent, or you've just not been doing that particular thing that you set your mind to. So when you start doing it, that's progress to you. I think the idea around progress is generally subjective. So for me, progress right now is being able to show up every single day for the next 23 days, and I've done that for 19 days now. So that's progress to me. For the next person, it might be something that is way big. So progress is very much subjective to the individual, whoever is involved. Whatever the person defines progress as, that's what progress will always be to them. So for me, progress to me might also be being able to finally address a crowd after rejecting 1,000 times. So another person, progress might be being able to do 10 squats in a day after years of refusing to do even one. It's actually left for you to decide what progress is to you. But at the end of the day, I would suggest that you don't become so hard on yourself. It's always very much interesting to celebrate the small wins. When you recognize them, you do recognize bigger ones when they come. So those small wins, those small steps that you're taking towards achieving your goals, those things are what's being celebrated. So celebrating my progress is one of the lessons that I've learned, and the way I learned to do that is by using the reward system. So for me, I'm not really a movie person, but even if I want to watch movies, I like watching Nigerian movies on YouTube. Most times I use that as my reward system. I mostly apply that when I set academic goals for myself. So that's when I practice the reward system, and it really works. So what I do is, if I have a plan to study, if I have an academic goal, I set different milestones for myself. Now, the thing about celebrating progress is you shouldn't just focus on celebrating the final win, the end goal. No, it's more beautiful to set milestones, and as you hit those milestones, you celebrate them, because those milestones, as you hit them, it draws you closer to your end goal. So celebrate your milestones that you set for yourself as you hit them. So that's what I do when I set academic milestones and I hit them. I reward myself by seeing a Nigerian movie on YouTube. But the funny thing is, even in seeing the movie, I end up sleeping all through. Like I end up sleeping all through. So it's not really a solid reward system, but I mean, I do it anyways. So functioning by a reward system is something I do for academics, but I don't know, I've not tried applying it in other areas, but it can work for you. Rewarding yourself, what are those things that you really really love that are interesting for you to do? You can put it at the end of the tunnel for yourself, and you'd be like, if I walk through this tunnel, I'll eventually get this. It's just like when you want a child that is learning how to walk or crawl, they usually put something in the distance, and because of that particular thing, the child is moved to walk in that direction. Another way I've learned to celebrate my progress is by journaling. I won't say I've learned, because journaling is something I've been doing for a very long time. Journaling kind of provides a track record for me, right? And anytime I come back to it, out finally see how far I've gone, because most times you might be oblivious of how much progress you've achieved until you see it for yourself. So that's why when I make progress with something very much important to me, I'm not talking about academics now. When I make progress in other aspects, I tend to write them down, because those things are things that I can come back to, and then I'll be like, oh my god, you really did this. That's very impressive. The third way I celebrate progress is by talking about them, but not with everybody, anyways. Talking about them with people that knew about those things in the first place. Yeah, sharing the news with them, just talking about the achievements, talking about the little milestones with people that would encourage you to go further. Yeah, so that's another way I celebrate my progress. The fourth way is positive talking, like encouraging myself via my words, talking good. So if I hit something academic, or if I finally crack something that's difficult for me to crack, you'd finally hear me say things like yes, yes, all those kind of expressions. Like, it kind of boosts your energy and makes you feel encouraged to go further, something like that. So I'll just find a cute word and say to myself, you're very smart, Omo Isabi. Things like that, they encourage me, and I would encourage you to do them too if you find them pleasing. So by doing these things that might seem very little, but they are very worthwhile, I've been able to boost my confidence. I've been able to motivate myself. I've been able to encourage myself, because honestly, if you have a goal set for yourself, there are many things to stop you from getting to that final point. And then if you're able to overcome all these hurdles along the way, what stops you from celebrating it? Maybe when I say celebrating, people are thinking of, you're thinking of throwing a party or something. That's not what I mean by celebrating. Celebration is subjective. So you can just do it in your own way, but just make sure that you're not just seeing it lightly, you're making noise about it. It doesn't matter if the noise you're making about it is in your head or within the four walls of your room. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you're recognizing that progress. It motivates you, it gives you reasons to want to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, and eventually get to that larger goal that you set for yourself. Remember that small victories eventually contributes to the larger plan. So why not celebrate them when they come? I'll be more than glad to hear in the comment section the different ways that you've learned to celebrate your progress. I mean, I might adopt one or two of them. Thank you so much for staying with me through day 19. I'll catch you guys later tomorrow.